What is up, guys? Here's your dose of crypto growth. Despite market volatility, the developments in the utility space continues, and we'll be bringing for you some interesting highlights and milestones. We'll be talking about the tight links between Hong Kong Monetary Authority and Link. You see what I did there? Link all over the place. Meanwhile, we'll talk about DTCC and XRP indirect connections. We'll talk about Metallicus as well as Flare Network in this coverage. So look at this. This is the latest. Hong Kong's central bank signs deal with Shanghai authorities to build a shared blockchain platform linking cargo data and shipping documents across borders. Meanwhile, look at this. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the Shanghai Data Bureau, and the National Technology Innovation Center for Blockchain announced today that they have jointly signed the Memorandum of Understanding between Shanghai and Hong Kong on digitized cargo trade and finance cooperation. So, what is the aim between this? The aim is to deepen the collaboration between Shanghai and Hong Kong in areas of digitized cargo trade and finance. Guys, if you do not know already, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority is really tight with Chainlink. Look at this. Cross border compliance and identity workflows. In Asia, Chainlink has enabled compliant cross chain settlement under initiatives such as the Hong Kong Monetary Authority's EHKD program. In these initiatives, institutions including ANZ Bank, China AMC, and Fidelity International used Chainlink infrastructure to verify investor eligibility. The key point over here is used. This is a key word over here, guys, because the Chainlink infrastructure is being used by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority and the likes to enforce jurisdiction specific controls and execute tokenized asset transactions across borders. And talking about across borders, this initiative over here is about cargo trade and finance. So, Chainlink might have a lot to do with this in the future. Look at this because this is true, guys. This is true that the Hong Kong Monetary Authority is indeed utilizing Chainlink's technology, specifically its cross chain interoperability protocol, the CCIP, to advance cross border cross chain experiments for central bank digital currencies and trade finance. Talking about trade finance, guys, along with XDC network, Chainlink over here is also exploring this sector with its own unique use cases. XDC network will have its own sphere. Chainlink, meanwhile, is exploring a new dimension over here. This collaboration aims to enable secure communication and automated settlement between heterogeneous blockchain networks, such as connecting Brazil's CBDC with the HKMA's Ensemble network. Guys, now look at this. Brazil is really tight with the XDC network as well. So over here, we might see a future connection between Chainlink and XDC network in deeper modes, guys. Because we're seeing that Chainlink is now involved with global trade finance, and we're seeing that it might have great connections in Brazil, where XDC is also maneuvering. So this is called connecting the dots. Nothing is consolidated or official at this point of time, but obviously things are looking good for these projects for both Chainlink, for XDC. Look at this cross-chain interoperability. Chainlink enables secure, automized payments between different networks, connecting platforms like the Global Shipping Business Network for trade finance automation. Talking about trade finance. Guys, one of the best parts about Chainlink, I wanted to cover it a bit more, is the connections that it is having with our favorites now. Obviously, Chainlink is a phenomenal project, and now we're understanding how huge it is. But the connection with Canton Network, now we're seeing some dots being connected in trade finance, and in the future, it might have something to do with XDC network as well. So this is why Chainlink needs to be explored by the XDC community, the Canton community, because they are interlinked, in my opinion, overlapping a lot of stuff, even though they're doing their own things. Chainlink has been featured in HKMA's EHKD pilot, which we discussed, demonstrating how to securely move digital assets across different public and private blockchains. Cross-border trade settlement, a key 2025 experiment with the Central Bank of Brazil and GSBN used Chainlink to facilitate seamless automated cross-border payment versus payment settlement, guys. Meanwhile, compliance and data, everything that Chainlink does is by the law, by the book, totally legal. So the partnership facilitates regulatory compliance by linking off-chain identity registries with on-chain transactions and providing verified real-time data for tokenized assets. Guys, this is huge in my opinion, and the connection that Chainlink has with Hong Kong's monetary authority is huge because now we're seeing Hong Kong making waves in the world of digital currencies, digital assets. Meanwhile, talking about the DTCC connection with XRP, direct or indirect, look at this. At this point, it is indirect, obviously, but look at this. Why Hidden Roads DTCC drop is straight fire for XRP long holders. If you do not know already, today, March the 2nd, 2026, Ripple owned Hidden Road Partners CIVUS LLC just went live on the NSCC directly per official DTCC notice. This prime brokerage beast is now cleared for massive post trade volume, migrating straight to XRPL. Ripple Prime bridging TradeFi trillions to DeFi settlement in a second. So, if you are an XRP holder, your bag just got a direct pipeline to institutional clearing, tokenized real world asset flows, and on chain liquidity that actually moves market. Price noise, we do not care about that. Obviously, it is volatile and it might even go down. Who knows? With all the volatility, the conflicts happening in geopolitics, but the institutional adoptions are happening, and XRPL adoption is locked in for the long game. Look at this, DTCC. This is the Hidden Road Partners at first trade date March the 2nd, 2026, executing broker HRFI. So this is what we're talking about. Huge developments. Meanwhile, DTCC launches next generation equities data portals, providing clients with advanced analytics and operational insights. So this is really good news for Canton holders as well because DTCC does no stop, and if DTCC grows further, you know that Canton and indirect links with XRP and other projects they might grow along with it in the long haul. Meanwhile, Russia's central bank is signaling that global XRP and crypto platforms may soon be allowed to operate across the country. So let's hope that it happens soon. This is good. Good. Russia is a huge country, so it might be significant for XRP. The XRP spot ETF's numbers tell a story nobody is talking about. Look at this. The Bitcoin ETFs lost $6.38 billion since November. Ethereum spot ETFs lost $2.76 billion. Combined, that's $9 billion over in outflows across the two biggest names in crypto. Meanwhile, the XRP spot ETFs, guys, positive inflows every month. $1.24 billion cumulative, not one red month. So at this point in the short term, you can see that XRP has outperformed BTC and Ethereum over here. Really good for XRP, that's for sure. Meanwhile, guys, I was going through the XRP materials and I found this piece over here. This was from a digital asset investor, posted 18 minutes ago at this point. I do not know what that time will be at the point of publishing, but this was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to share it with you guys.
Here's Rosie Rios, who was or is on the Ripple board, or an advisor. I can't remember which.
Obviously, with innovation, is that you tend to try not to take too many risks. But what I will say is the Trump administration is and will try very, very hard, especially when it comes to financial innovation, to really tap that industry and those series of industries to make sure that there will be opportunities in the payment system, in financial institutions in general, and really think about Silicon Valley not just as a geography, but as a state of mind. That is absolutely the goal, is to bring Silicon Valley to the rest of the country in every way, shape, and form. And look, again, I'm on the board of Ripple, so I support this completely in terms of trying to take those strategic risks that were missing in the previous year.
Okay. Wait a minute. I missed this. Next part will really light your dopamine receptors up. Come on.
For you. On the geopolitical front, there's this big question: the future of the dollar as the world's reserve currency, the world's trading currency. In your speech, you mentioned stable coins, and the US has rejected CBDCs. And by the way, the Chinese experiment isn't going anywhere because it's still a pilot. And for some weird reason, the countries that have initiated CBDCs are finding that something about it is not working very well. Okay, do you see that stable coins, and you're the best person to ask this because you're the signature on all the physical notes, that stable coins is the digital version of the US dollar?
I mean, I can speak about it from a factual perspective. And again, this is just kind of my experience being with Ripple. So, I mean, so Ripple recently just launched Ripple USD. Again, I think most folks might have known that. And so it's over a $300 million market cap.
That's small.
So, yeah, so RLUSD is one of the few stable coins issued under a New York Trust company charter, which again, Ripple is in a position to take that amount of risks. They are doing extremely, extremely well. And we'll be using it, in our own $70 billion kind of flows for these cross-border settlements. So I do think, they are kind of the cutting edge and kind of testing the waters, if you will, especially for cross-border payments. So look, it's something I believe in. It's something that I think is going to happen. And again, I am on the board of Ripple, so I'm seeing kind of how these deliverables happen. So I believe strongly that stable coins in general will absolutely continue to grow.
Guys, awesome milestones for both Chainlink and XRP. Meanwhile, Flare and Metallicus are forging their own paths and trajectories. Look at this. XRP has become a capital primitive. Native data, bounded execution, built to scale with privacy and compliance, engineered for exponential growth, basically. Yeah, look at this. Locked FXRP overview time series. It continues to grow, guys. The XRP, DeFi, the FXRP, Flare network ecosystem, it is continuously growing, the total value locked and all of that stuff. Look at this, the FXRP overview. Ever since it has started, you can see growth, total locked FXRP. So this is really good. Total users, new users, the new users are showing up now. Total users are growing. So this is really good for Flare and XRP as a whole. Look at this. FXRP and STXRP are designed to be composable capital primitives on Flare networks. So let's look at this. Firelight on-chain staking primitive designed to generate yield for FXRP holders. Rewards all over the place, passive income opportunities all across. Stake FXRP, receive STXRP, use STXRP across other Flare DeFi apps, earn points and soon yield while keeping your capital productive. Obviously, everyone wants to keep their capital productive. They want their XRP to work around, and this is what Flare Network is doing, making XRP work here and there, guys. Look at this. Perpetuals desk built for leverage trading, Flamix, use FXRP or STXRP as collateral, trade perps directly on Flare, keep exposure while deploying capital. And there is Kinetics market as well. So much happening for FXRP, XRP, all across the Flare ecosystem. Awesome, awesome, guys. Meanwhile, let me share with you something over here as well. Yeah. By the way, look at this. Chainlink connects CBBTC to Monad DeFi with Chainlink CCIP as the exclusive bridging infrastructure for Coinbase wrapped assets. Monad users can now bridge CBBTC $5 billion plus in circulation through cross-chain transfer directly from Base. So this just caught our attention. So Chainlink update in real time. Meanwhile, I wanted to share with you this post by Hugo. The Flare network itself is highly decentralized and robust to geographic internet disruptions. The Flare Labs team is also highly decentralized with fully authorized leaders sitting in, basically it is global, guys. We're talking about Europe, Central America, North America, and the Middle East, everywhere, guys. So this is really good. Meanwhile, Crypto Airy over here shared this post as well. Honored to be seated with all stars. Look at this. We've got the XRP players as well. And you guessed this right. This is Hugo Fillion sitting over here. So rubbing shoulders casually with XRP giants. So good. Markets are down again, but there is 10% more XRP on Flare today than yesterday. Fundamentals greater than macro in the long run. We all know that still the macros are looking a bit volatile. They are looking a bit gloomy, but according to Hugo as well, fundamentals are greater than macro in the long run. And talking about fundamentals, this is a huge one, guys. Look at this. St. Cloud's digital asset vault is now live for members and will soon be fully open to the public. It is powered by Quine, 2Core by Dell-Land, and QSO. Both are key strategic partners of Metallicus, and their tech stack will be integrated with Metal blockchain. It is happening. This one is awesome, guys. This one is awesome. Underneath the radar, Metallicus ecosystem is expanding basically. Look at this. As we evaluated this space, I became increasingly convinced that much of the industry conversation was too narrow. Right now, the focus is on stablecoins. Stablecoins matter, all $300 billion of them, and they represent several important use cases. But they are only a single expression of how value will move in the future. So basically, stablecoins are indeed important, but they are only one expression or one way, one area that people have been recently focusing on. In other values, in other sectors, values will move at a much exponential pace as well. If you build your strategy around a single concept, try to pick a winner in crypto or a blockchain, you will inevitably limit your ability to stay agile in this emerging market, both consumer adoption and regulatory framework. So we need to be flexible, guys. We need to be open-minded. We need to have multiple perspectives. Only then this industry can flourish. It can move forward because there can be more than one winner, and there can be a lot of different use cases coming out of this industry. Look at this. Let me share with you. This was it, yeah. SCFCU's initiative highlights how smaller financial institutions are experimenting with blockchain tools to compete with fintechs. CLD differs from mainstream stablecoin offerings like USDT or USDC as it connects directly to the credit union's banking system. The token will be issued on Metallicus blockchain banking stack, the Metal blockchain, and integrated through Daland's CUSO's coin-to-core software. Awesome, guys. This is great. Metallicus ecosystem, Metal being mentioned over here. So this is really good, guys. And meanwhile, the credit unions, and we quote Jeff Lewask, CEO of Dollars CEUSO, who said in a statement, and we quote, "Credit unions can't afford to watch digital assets evolve without them. Members need trusted institutions to navigate this space safely." And obviously, Metallicus is one of those trusted institutions. It seems that way, at least. Look at this. Metallicus will be hard at work this week. Thousands of credit union professionals are in Washington, D.C. to shape the future of CU advocacy. Stay tuned all week for dynamic general sessions. So this is great, guys. The Metallicus ecosystem, it continues to grow. It continues to rub shoulders with the government players, with the stakeholders. Look at this. This is the XPROG. Follow for Metallicus content, by the way. Big week for Metallicus at the Government Affairs Conference in Washington, D.C. They are meeting leaders, building new relationships, and sharing their vision. This could be a huge month ahead. Awesome, guys. Awesome. The Metallicus ecosystem keeps on growing. The use cases of XPR, Metal blockchain, they keep on growing. I saw a bit older post, but this was a really interesting one, which many of you might have missed. Look at this. Bitcoin VM on Metal blockchain, reimagining Bitcoin's model for a proof of stake era. We might dig through this in the next coverage as well, because this, I really liked it. But look at this, what Metallicus is doing. It is indeed trying to innovate. It is trying to bring a new shift to the world of finance, to the world of digital assets, to the world of crypto as a whole. Even a conventional project like Bitcoin, it might be innovated by the Metallicus ecosystem. Look at this. Users can still reason in Bitcoin like terms, UTXOs, clear ownership transitions, deterministic transfer logic, and auditable state changes. That familiarity matters. It lowers user confusion and shortens trust building cycles. So basically, keeping the old points and bringing something new. Bitcoin VM on Metal blockchain is a Bitcoin inspired execution environment on Metal blockchain. Snowman finalized rather than POW finalized, a serious attempt to balance familiarity, efficiency, and operability. It is not Bitcoin mainnet, a claim of automatic superiority on decentralization, a dismissal of POW's historical importance. So this is the innovation that is happening in the Metallicus area. So, guys, what do you guys think about Chainlink, XRP, Flare Network, Metallicus, XPR Metal, and all the developments happening in the utility space at this point of time? Do let the community know. Anyways, guys, if you're interested in utility crypto coverage, do subscribe the channel and smash that notification icon. Until next time, stay blessed.